Okay, we're going to go through how to set up your Google Analytics and how to get it installed on your website. So that way we can start tracking through Google, similar to the Facebook Pixel, the people that are going to your website, learning about where they're coming from, and how to have that in place so we can eventually tie it in with Google AdWords. Now you can run Google AdWords without Google Analytics. I just highly recommend that you have analytics. It's like looking at your Facebook Pixel. You can kind of track where people are coming from, and it's really quick to set up. And I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So just to give you an idea, this is eventually what we're going to be looking at. This is going to be inside your Google Analytics. And you can see it tells us a lot of stuff about where our traffic is coming from to our website via Google. So referral, whether it's direct, whether it's paid, right? So if someone was running Google AdWords, how things are trending, lots of information. It can be overwhelming. I highly recommend just kind of looking down here to start. What pages are people visiting and how long are they there for? So we can look at some things like bounce rates, how long people are on the site for. So in this case, it's 49 seconds, which is pretty good. So let's dive in. To make this happen, we have to start with a Google account. So if you already have a Gmail account, you don't have to do this step. If you already have a Google account of some kind, you don't have to do this step. But we're going to pretend that you don't have a Google account and you're starting from scratch. So what you're going to do is you're going to Google and put in Google account sign up. Click create Google account, or you can create a Gmail account. What you're going to do is you're going to insert your first name, last name, create a username and a password, and then you're going to sign in. Once you sign in, you should end up in a screen that is going to look something like this. This is my Gmail. I'll get out of it in just a sec so you can see. But you'll end up with a box like this, and you'll likely end up here at my account. Okay, so from here you can choose wherever you want to go. We can click on this big box here. Once you're in here, you're good. You've got your name and you've got your password. So the next thing that we have to do is we're actually going to go to google.com/analytics. Cool. So you're going to be brought here. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to start for free. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to create our account. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to choose a website. We don't have, no one in our course as of yet has had a mobile app. If you have a mobile app, you can choose mobile app. For this demonstration, we're going to go through website. You're going to come down and we're going to come up with a tracking ID. So I'm actually going to set this up for Ads for Physical Therapists website. I haven't made our Google Analytics yet for it. So I'm going to set it up. I'm going to call this Ads for Physical Therapists. I highly recommend, if this is for your clinic, that you put your clinic name in. If this is for your online business, that you put the name of your online business in here. Okay, so the website name isn't going to matter a ton. The only reason this will matter is if you have multiple websites under one account name, which you can do. In this case, we're just going to go through one account and one website. So I'm going to call this Ads for Physical Therapists. And then I'm terrible with this HTTP stuff. So what I'm going to do is go to adsforpts.com. And I'm going to copy from www. And one thing to notice here is that this says, are you HTTP or HTTPS? So I always go to my website and I look. Mine has the S, which means it's just secured. It's a subject for a whole nother day if your website's not secured. But just choose the right one, whether it's HTTP or HTTPS. And we're going to click paste. Okay. We're going to come down, we're going to click category, choose the one that's most appropriate for most of us who are physical therapists and have our own clinics. I'd probably just go with, honestly, I would go with science, or you could maybe go business. Oh no, healthcare, here we go, healthcare. Sorry, I lied, healthcare's here, I didn't see it the first time. So we'll choose healthcare. Do your reporting time zone. So for me, I'm in the US. Choose US. I'm going to go Eastern time. Cool. So I'll let you guys read through this. I haven't changed any of these. I've never unclicked them, but feel free to read through this at your own pace. If there's something you feel like you don't want to be sharing with Google, this just allows Google to receive more of your information so they can give you more feedback. I don't really have an opinion or will not give advice on whether you should or should not. Totally up to you to read through. But once you're there, we're going to click Get Tracking ID. So make sure you go through real quick. We've done website, our account name, website URL. Again, this is the URL that you want to track with. So if it's for your PT clinic, put your PT clinic homepage in, healthcare, US, your time zone. And then what we're going to do is click Get Tracking ID. And then you have to agree to their terms and services. I'm in the US. Click check. I'm going to be bad and not read that. We'll click I accept. And then once we're in, this is very similar to the Facebook Pixel, guys. You've got your code, which is your code that you're going to put on your website, right? So this says here, this is the global site tag tracking for this property. Copy and paste this code as the first item into the head of every web page that you want to track. If you already have a global site tag on your page, simply add the config line from the snippet below to your existing global site tag. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come in and we're going to copy this. We're going to highlight this. Okay. The next step is we're going to want to go into the back of our website. So in my case, I use Weebly. So here's my Weebly website. For you, if you're using WordPress, if you have the plugin Insert Headers and Footers, you want to go there. If you don't have that, go over to Appearance, down to Editor, and on the very right bottom side, you'll see the option to find the header code, and that's where we'll want to put this. If you're on Squarespace or Wix, what I recommend is just doing YouTube and putting in insert Google Analytics Wix or insert Google Analytics code Squarespace. And there'll more than likely be a tutorial. If I find one, I'll put it in the course. Okay, so I'm here and we got to find our header. So in Weebly, I go to settings, I go to SEO, I find my header, so my pixel's there. So Google says it should be the first one on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste this. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click save. So got that. And then what I'm gonna do is now publish. So if you're using WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, make sure that you save after you put in the code and then publish your website after that. So now I'm going to post this. And this will pop up. And I've got a little guy here, which is a Chrome extension called Google Tag Assistant, which you can put on, kind of like the Facebook Pixel Helper. Let's just see. Let me make sure mine is active here. Okay. So it's already receiving, it knows that I'm on my site. It says one active user right now is on my site. So it knows that I'm there. Once we've done that, let me go back. Oh, click enable. Okay, so it's got to go there. Okay. Cool. So now it's registering, right? It's registering my Google Analytics code. It's got my site tag, my analytics, which is great. So what I recommend, guys, is once you've got it in there, Okay, so I've got obviously one error that I'll have to go through. But if I go back, now we're all good. So it's picking up the data that's coming here. And I'm going to click out. So what I'm going to recommend, guys, is that you go to, if you're using Google Chrome, so you want to use Google Chrome browser, and you're going to go to Google Tag Assistant. And it's right here. It should be the first one to pop up. You want to click that, and it's going to be just like the Facebook Pixel Helper. Just like we installed that, you're going to go here, click Add to Chrome. Mine is already added, so it's not going to pop up. You're just going to click Add to Chrome, and this little guy will pop up right here. And that's going to be the way that you know if your site is being, if your analytics code is tracking right on your website. So that is how we get set up with Google Analytics. And then once you are in, you can go to, let's see. So some things I like to do is data collection, right? Can look at different things. Well, let's go to our home. This is where I like to go. Home. Cool. So Google knows I'm on here right now. It says one active user, right? Tells me in the last 7 days, you know, how many users, sessions, bounce rates, session duration. And we can cover more of this in a more detailed time. I just want to make sure that everyone can get this set up and know how to use this, right? So it's really cool is you can have real-time reports. You can look at who is on your website right now, how many people, it's not going to tell you exactly who, right? And then you can look at active users. If you have things like where people can buy things on your website, that you can do that. It'll track, you know, the lifetime value of customers. So really, really cool. This is the equivalent of the Facebook Pixel for Google Analytics to have on your website. I'd even say it's much more powerful and robust in terms of total information compared to Facebook. So I highly recommend that you go through and set up your Google Analytics. One, create your Google account, just as a reminder, create your Google account. If you already have a Gmail, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is go to google.com/analytics. You want to click sign up for free. Then you want to create your account for Google Analytics. You have to agree to their terms and services, and then it's going to give you a tracking ID. You're going to copy that tracking ID, and you're going to put it in the header of your website. Once you've done that, save and publish your website. Then you're going to go to Google Chrome, and you're going to add an extension called the Google Tag Assistant. The Google Tag Assistant right here. And once you have it once it pops up here, go back to your website, and you're going to click refresh. And it'll probably show up with nothing at first. So you got to click down and click enable. So if you remember from earlier, it said enable, and then refresh, and it should be working. And as long as this pops up with 1 or 2, you know that your Google Analytics is tracking. So that's the very intro. This is the foundation that we have to start. There's much more we can do with it, but I want to have this in place so we can start, so we can connect our Google AdWords eventually to our Google Analytics as they work together. So as always, if you have questions, post them in the private Facebook group. Let us know if you're having any issues. I'll make sure to go in and answer them. But hopefully this is pretty straightforward. Getting your Google Analytics set up just gives us a framework like with the Facebook Pixel to be able to track and see everything that's going on with our website, so we can focus on the people who are seeing how many people are going to certain pages on our website. And eventually we're going to be able to create tags that allow us to put ads right in front of those people again, doing remarketing. So retargeting marketing. So hope this helps, and I'll see you guys on the next video.